Hi, I'm Meagan Kong. I'm a trainer, choreographer, movement coach, and so excited to be partnering with Sparkle Wellness.
And I'm Professor Lesley Braun, Chief Science Officer of Sparkle Wellness, and I'm so excited to talk with the dynamic Meagan today.
Oh, why, thank you. I'm going to take you through one of my favorite smoothies of all time, my daily go-to, but first let's chat.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So I know that you're a partner with Sparkle Wellness. I want to understand a little bit more about why Sparkle Wellness, and I think it was Skin Boost Plus.
Oof.
That was the first product.
Yes.
And what was your experience with it?
Skin Boost Plus speaks to my soul. So when I first partnered with Sparkle Wellness and dove into their product lineup, it was a time of my life that I was really the center of my universe. My job was to perform on camera, whether it was dancing or in fitness, and really feel and hold myself in that, in feeling the best, the top of my game. So I had the time to dedicate to myself to a rigorous workout regimen, to a nutrient-dense diet, get the sleep, and the Skin Boost Plus just was my way of looking after myself and my skin from the inside out. I've never dedicated myself more so to a supplement than Skin Boost Plus in those months leading up to my wedding.
Wow, that's impressive.
I visibly saw the results, and I was actually glowing on the day. I don't think love had anything to do with it. It was just Skin Boost Plus. Why is that? I feel like that's a lot of people's segue into collagen, that it's for skin, hair, and nails.
And nails, I know. I think it is the first place that people learn about collagen for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
When I talk to a lot of people, they say collagen and skin. And look, that's true. There's a lot more to it. We'll talk about that as well. But there's a lot of research behind VERISOL in particular, improving hair, skin, and nails. It really does make a difference, and that's what you found.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And these days, it's a lot different.
So your life has changed immeasurably. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I am no longer the center of my own universe. I have since had a child. As I said, I got married. I have a full-time job for the first time amongst all my other side jobs, and I'm feeling it. Like, I do not have the same time to dedicate to myself and feeling my best. It's kind of like I do what I can, and I just try to move forward and find rest, find nutrients, find exercise wherever I can. However, there's only so much time in the day.
Yes.
And I'm starting to feel the joints. I'm feeling muscle loss. I'm feeling lower energy. And I now am seeing that there's a lot more opportunity for everything else, all the other products that Sparkle Wellness offers. Is that your observation? Someone postpartum feeling,
Different. It is different. It is actually a transformational time of your life. And I think a lot of women don't talk about it in that way, but it is. Not just emotionally and psychologically, but also physically, things are different. And like you've just described, you have far less time to really devote to yourself because now there's a new center of the universe and things move around that. So the thing that I found is really important is to try and be really focused on being the best you can be, because then you can be the best mum you can be. And with your crazy lifestyle, which sounds absolutely exciting and fabulous, you need to be the best you can be to get everything you can out of it. Yeah. So some of the things that I think about, particularly people who are starting on a clean slate, which I think is what happened with you as well, didn't you? You cleaned everything up.
Exactly. I was telling you earlier that during pregnancy, this past year postpartum, it's just my first time around the bend. So I was scared to take anything and kind of going au naturel. So it's a really great opportunity to be chatting with you and figure out what are the 4 or 5 things I can focus on moving forward in this next phase of my life.
So I think that looking after yourself is really important by getting the basic fundamental foundation blocks in place. And that is a really good diet. And what's really interesting is a lot of the research now coming through is saying that we need 30 different types of plant foods a week. Now, just to make it easier for you, that includes nuts and seeds, also coffee. So in fact, we've had... Yeah, we're on our way already, as well as fruit and vegetables. And so, in fact, I know we're going to be making a smoothie, and you're going to get a whole lot just there. So making it easy, looking at lots of fruit and vegetables as well. Obviously movement that's going to fit into your routine. For some people it's just going to be walking, just a lot of walking, listening to music, that type of thing. Or if you can get back to the gym, just slowly, carefully, that's important. Sleep is critical as well because that's when we recharge and replenish.
Easier said than done.
That is not always within your control with a young one. And stress management is really important, as well as not being isolated. I think a lot of people forget that connection and relationships is what really makes us thrive as well. So feeding the body, feeding the soul with all of that good stuff and being deliberate about it, I think. If we don't plan, then things just fall apart and we wonder, how did we get to where we got to? So I think the planning, being deliberate in your intentions and choices is also going to be really important.
When it comes specifically to supplements,
Yes.
again, starting from zero, what would you recommend I hop on the bus?
So one of the things that I recommend to everybody is a really good comprehensive multivitamin. And why I say that is because nearly 95% of people don't have the minimum fruit and vegetables every day. They just don't. Either they're not aware of it or just life gets in the way. So a good multivitamin can give you a little bit of nutritional insurance. The other one I recommend is omega-3 fatty acids. So fish oils. You actually need to eat a lot of fatty fish to get to the right amounts, and people find that hard. It's also challenging when you're busy, and as well as that some people just don't like fish. The other thing that's really interesting with omega-3 fatty acid supplements is usually they've been tested for mercury, whereas the fish that you eat hasn't.
Interesting.
So people don't often realise that either. And I think at the stage that you're at, where you're really busy, very physical in what you're doing, collagen can play a new role. So there's in fact other kinds of bioactive collagen peptides in addition to the VERISOL, which you find in Skin Boost Plus, which is really good for tendons, joints, ligaments, as well as bone health. So we've actually now got an all-in-one where you get everything all together, which makes it super easy.
Excellent. Okay, well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Okay.